The burning question that everybody has: how do I make money with my webinar? That's the topic of today's video and the article underneath. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss a video. So you might be saying, well, Steve, I have all this knowledge and I want to share it virtually and I want to drive people to buy my product, whether that's a course or a service. What is the best way to do it? Well, you're here because you think that it's a webinar, and I would agree with you. Webinars are the number one way that you can sell your knowledge, whether that is a course, whether that's consulting, whether that's driving to a phone call. The webinar is the number one way to get your expertise in the hands of your ideal clients. So you might be saying, well, Steve, how do I make money with a webinar? How do I actually get people to pull out their credit card, put the numbers in, and buy from me? So I had a client call this morning where I was talking with somebody and they were like, I did my dry run. I went through the webinar and it was over 4 hours long. And I know that's not going to work, but I don't know what to cut out. I had another client that I talked to last week, and she was like, I had more than 300 people register for my webinar. I had 100 people show up, but by the time we were 20 minutes in, most of them had bounced off. If these sound like pain points that you have or things you definitely want to avoid, you're right. I'm going to show you the key, and that's how you actually make money on the webinar. Number one, people are there because they want to learn something. This is great for you because it gives you a chance to show them your expertise. This is the catch, though. Your expertise is not about you teaching them a ton of content. It is about getting one big aha for them. If you can get them one big aha and get them excited about what you're doing, get their minds spinning a little bit and get them future pacing how you could help them solve their biggest pain points, they will buy from you. But you don't do that through sharing tons of knowledge with them. I want you to think just for a second. Go back to high school or college with me, and I want you to think of your favorite teacher. You got a picture of them in your mind? That teacher, I guarantee, was highly engaging. They told a lot of stories. They knew your name. They made learning fun. All the other teachers, I want you to think about them for a second. They probably taught more than the really fun, engaging teacher that you liked. You would probably walk into their class. They would just lecture. They would probably just bang stuff out on the whiteboard, right? They'd write and write and write, and they'd lecture, but they weren't fun. They weren't engaging. And what happens? About 30 seconds into any teaching process, our mind starts to slow down because we're trying to process things. You have to teach in a fun, engaging way. And here's the thing, it's not about teaching tons of content. Most of the people who come to your webinar are going to be there and they're at a level 1 or 2. You are at a level 10 of expertise. You just need to give them one big aha, get them to move forward a little bit and get them excited. So how do you do this? Well, instead of teaching, use stories. You want to use 3 different main stories. You want to show your own journey. This is where you establish your expertise. Talk about where you got started and how you got to where you are now. This is called a hero's journey story. If you've never read the book, The Hero with 1,000 Faces, you should go check that book out. That will kind of walk you through this. You can also Google it and find a whole bunch, or I have a complete training on it, Death to Bad Webinars. If you go there, the link is down below. You can get the free training that will walk you through exactly how to tell this story. The second story that you need is your client's journey. What did your clients go through? And this could be a mini client case study. This could be a testimonial. It can be 15 seconds all the way up to 3 or 4 minutes long, but you want to show them how you got the desired result for somebody similar to them. By doing this, the aha goes on, the light bulb goes on over their head and they get excited. They see that you can solve their problem and they start to move forward. The third thing is you do want to teach, but instead focus on what is the minimum viable product. All you're selling here is getting them to move forward and future pace. You're not selling them the entire world. That comes at the end when you either do the stack or drive them to a phone call. It does not happen when you teach. If you overteach, they're going to bounce off your webinar. If you're boring and dry, they're going to bounce off your webinar. If you're not on camera bringing the excitement, they're going to bounce off your webinar. So those are the 3 key things that you need to do. You need to teach in a fun, engaging way using stories. You need to get them one big aha that gets them to move forward, and you need to show them client outcomes and your journey to establish authority. If you know webinars are the key to growing your business, there is a free course in the description down below. It's 5 videos and a short workbook that will show you everything you need to do to build a powerhouse rockstar webinar. If you already have a webinar, but it's not performing the way that you want, I can do a webinar intensive for you where I break down everything in your webinar. I show you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong and how to fix it. That's in the description down below as well. And lastly, if you know you need a rockstar webinar and you need to build it from scratch, I will help you. I will sit down with you. We'll script out everything. We'll build the webinar presentation. We'll build the deck for you. I'll coach you in presenting it so that you present it with the energy that your product deserves. I will help you build the front end funnel, the landing page. I'll help you with the email sequences. We'll do it all together. In order to get started with that, in the description down below, there's a link where you can book a short strategy session with me, and we will walk through all of it together. And we will get you your own rockstar webinar that will absolutely dominate your marketplace. Till next time, guys, take action, change lives, and make money. We'll see you soon.